there's one point, guys. I've got to give a shout out to my friend Michael, from
We
our
got
old
Mike, man.
Sunday team. We got Michael from our old Sunday team, Meds. He wanted us to bring up a very, very, very arguably these sorts of points. Hold on, I'm just going to bring it up in a sec. Where are we? Right. When it comes to these sorts of things, football just doesn't really become important. There are things which are happening in the world which us as we've got a responsibility as we're on a platform to talk about these things and bring awareness to it. And football just kind of pales into significance. So just recently there were four professional footballers. Sorry, let me get that. Yep, four footballers. So about Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, Mario Lemina, Axel May, and Alphonso Davies. Now, the
They
only
had a
one when
heart
I was
problem.
looking at it, yeah, the only one now when I was looking at it, I was like, I don't know too much about Axel May. But all the other ones are big names.
Yeah.
They've all been diagnosed
With
with
heart
heart
condition.
problems. Now we've seen in football, in recent years, obviously the most, I don't like using this is the probably wrong word, but most famous or most known about, sorry, case was Muamba.
Yeah.
And then more recently
Christian.
in the Christian Eriksen
Euro. Yep.
in the Euros. Um, big up to Christian Eriksen, by the way. There's
Yeah,
even
but
rumors that he could be
But
joining
all their
French
cases
team.
yeah,
are their cases are because of COVID, isn't it? The rest of them.
I didn't know. So Christian Eriksen had COVID and then had the heart problems a little further down the line. It's very hard to.
Because yeah, but Aubameyang's one was apparently because of COVID, and
Yeah,
Alphonso Davis he caught COVID, and then because of the
and then
COVID he had that heart problem.
had other problems. So
That was
it's
a complication from it. Yeah.
a complication. So we got to be careful, obviously, because we don't
yeah,
really know.
yeah.
There's still lots of ongoing
Getting
studies
pronounced.
about how it can, COVID specifically can create. But guys, we've seen in recent years. I just wanted your thoughts. A lot more attention and awareness has been brought to heading
Yeah.
in the game.
Concussion.
So much so, yep, we've seen now the concussion rules have been brought into football, rightly so. Even at grassroots football, they've been talking and introducing. I think this is already in place that kids that are under a certain age aren't allowed to head the ball if it goes over a certain height and stuff like that. I've got my own opinions on those sorts of things, but do you guys think that there should be more put in place, more tests done, players should be monitored better,
Do
to
you want me
try
to be
and
honest
get
with
these
you?
things easier, get these things
Do,
earlier?
do you want me to be? Do you want me to be raw sim, or do you want me to be politically?
I don't think we ever
No,
want you to
just make
not
your
be
point.
yourself. Exactly. Make it, say your piece.
Do you want me to be honest with you? Yeah, Matt Letitia said something so touching and honest, and I feel like we all know what's going on in the world right now with the whole COVID situation, and I feel like there's two parties. There's vaccine people and there's anti-vaccine people. All of a sudden, I'm not putting anything out there that these players are double jab or triple jab. All of a sudden now they have heart problems. And I'm being honest, yeah. These players are not just standard players. Aubameyang is on a 25-year, 25 million contract a season. So these are players that have been heavily
Elite.
invested in by their club. So when you're even talking about doctors and stuff, they're not getting the average NHS doctor like me and you and Paz. Let's be honest.
Mm.
These are expertise at their job. So something's telling me this is something to do with the jab. I'm not saying that I'm right, but all of a sudden, Matt Letitia said that you should watch his you should read his article. He said it on Sky Sports. He said, literally said, well, it's a bit worrying because it has to happen to a big player for all of a sudden the media to take an attention to. Yes, happened to Aguero where he had to retire a couple
Oh, Aguero as
last
well.
month.
Good grief.
Yeah,
How can we not mention
yeah,
Aguero?
he had to retire a couple months ago. But all of a sudden now it's like these players have taken this vaccine, then all of a sudden the heart rate, the heart issues have come out with liberators or whatever. And for me,
Yeah, what happened to Joshua Kimmich?
he had COVID.
Because he didn't want to take the vaccine, and then he caught COVID, and then he changed his mind because he had like really bad complications from it.
But this is what I'm trying to say. I feel like
From COVID, not the jab though.
yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Like me personally, I'm not being rude. I have no areas of people taking the vaccine, but I've caught COVID. To me, it's like even if I take the vaccine, I can still catch COVID again. But my antibodies are strong enough to fight off COVID. I personally think because I've had it, right? So I feel like with these players, I feel like due to the platforms they have, they was forced to take it. I think a lot of these players didn't want to take it. I think remember.
Most of them probably didn't want to take it, but
that's what I'm trying to
that 100 grand a week is gonna.
Soon make its point.
Yeah, 100%. But it's you've got to understand this. Like now, is there as Chris said, some things are bigger than football. Health, their health is on the line now. Yes, we're happy to hear that Aubameyang got the all clear. Last week he got the all clear, so I'm happy for that. But
Christian Eriksen might get signed as well today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, Brentford, yeah.
Brentford,
so
on a 6-month loan. But once again, guys, we as Chris said, we have to bring awareness to this because all of a sudden now, I'm not even trying to put any. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. All of a sudden now, these are double jab players and they're having heart problems. To me, I feel like there's underlying issues to do with.
There could be something there.
Yeah.
Look, it's an interesting point, Sim. It's a really interesting point, and honestly, I can't thank you enough for your opinion. And I just want to put that emphasis back on, and thank you again, Michael, for helping bring that to the fore. It's an important point. Puz, you made an excellent example there in Aguero. I think. Oh no, sorry, you followed it up, didn't you, Sim?
Yeah.
Apologies with Aguero. Sorry. My opinion on it, I agree with a lot of what's been said, especially when you're coming from there, Sim. I can see that you have looked into it a little bit and definitely think that there's something behind potentially there being jabs and heart issues. I mean, when you look back at the Mwamba situation and then not so much Christian Eriksen, obviously that was nothing to do with the jabs or COVID or anything like that. I think it's very, very difficult because Mwamba had a literally cardiac arrest, didn't he? Oh, hold on. We've lost.
No, sorry.
There we go. Yeah. I think Mwamba actually had a cardiac arrest, didn't he? And then obviously Christian Eriksen as well sort of fell down. I guess we'll end it there on that point there, in the sense of I definitely think that I think they've got defibrillators and things like that at the sides of pitches now, and I think it is being taken seriously. And I would encourage even more research as well. What do you think, Puz, to be done if there is any connection between the vaccines and the jabs and stuff?
Definitely need more research to be done in.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, Puz. This is my whole point. I think like 100% these clubs have been doing their research, but I think there's an underlying issue in the whole health system. Does that make sense? Because it's like you're a businessman. If you was a businessman, if you're going to invest, let's say, millions into this player, you're going to check, right? Some of these players, when they do medicals, because I know someone that does medicals, when players go and do their medicals, I know these medicals are down to injuries when they was playing youth level, like you might have a dodgy knee. So they're very scrutinized medicals. So for me, if you're not picking up on that,
must mean something's changed.
Something's changed. That's what I'm
so there we go. I think we've covered that.